Yes, hello everyone. Uh, Welcome back. I think we are going with a new chapter, that is Computer Science Paper 2, Introduction to Microcontroller. Microcontroller, again, it is a theoretical chapter. Okay. Uh, I hope you know about microprocessor. But microcontroller is a combination of everything. So let's see everything in the sense everything is in the single chip. Okay, now let's see the definition. This is very important. A microcontroller is a complete microprocessor system consisting of microprocessor, limited amount of ROM, EPROM, RAM, input output ports, built in built on a single integrated chip. So I think when we talk about computers, we are having RAM at different place, ROM at different place, processor at different place, but here everything is on the single chip. So microcomputer in fact is a microcomputer, but it is called so because it is used to perform control functions. So everything on a single chip, it reduces, there are many advantages that we'll see in the when we'll go ahead, but it's a very compact model, everything on a single chip, it reduces a lot of cost. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Now let's see the differences. What are the differences between microprocessor and microcontroller? Okay, microprocessor is a general purpose device called CPU, whereas microcontroller is a dedicated chip which is called as single chip computer. Okay, my a microprocessor does not contain input output ports, memories, timers, etc. But a microcontroller unit, okay, or a microcontroller contains RAM, ROM, serial and parallel interface, that is input output ports, timers. Okay, in a single chip. So everything on a single chip. But on microprocessor, everything is at different places. Microprocessors are commonly used as CPU in microcomputers, whereas microcontrollers are used in the minimum component design, performing the control oriented application. As the name indicates, microcontrollers, so they will be controlling the other devices. Okay, let's continue with the same topic. Microprocessor instructions are nibble. Nibble means 4 bits or byte addressable. So their instructions are 4-bit or 1 byte. Microcontroller instructions are both bit and byte addressable. Okay, then microprocessor instructions are mainly intended to provide for large amount of data, whereas microcontroller sets are intended to control the inputs and output. As I'm just telling you from the start that microcontroller is mostly used as the control the devices. Microprocessor is used for designing general purpose digital computer system, whereas microcontroller unit is used to design application specific programs. Okay, like application specific programs means, I hope you understand, by artificial intelligence, robots and all. So they can be just created with microcontrollers. Okay, then we'll continue. Microprocessor design is complex and expensive, but microcontroller design is simple and cost effective. As I was telling you, we can reduce lot of cost if you successfully created one chip. Microprocessor instruction set is a complex with large number of instructions, where microcontroller has less number of instructions. So instructions are more in microprocessor, but instructions are less in microcontroller. Then microprocessor has zero status flag, whereas microcontroller has no zero flag. A rapid movements of data between external memory and microprocessor. In microcontroller, movement of data and code within it, because everything is inside. So inside in the sense everything is on a single chip, so movement of data will not be external. Okay, so these are some of the differences between microprocessor and microcontroller. Okay, now this is very important, this comes for 3 to 4 marks. Features of 8051. I think we have already seen 8085 microprocessor, but this is a very important member, that is 8051 microcontroller. So, and 8051 microcontroller comes with a bundle of following features: 4 KB uh, of program memory, ROM. Okay, program memory is also known as ROM. 128 bytes on chip data memory, that is RAM. 4 register banks where you store your, like it's like a RAM only, or it's like a 4 register banks. 128 user defined software flags, so there are many flags. Okay, 128 sorry 8-bit bidirectional data bus. So data bus is 8-bit, that is bidirectional. 16-bit unidirectional bus, I think similar to your 8085. 32 general purpose registers, each of 8-bit. I think in 8085 we are having less, but this is microcontroller, so they have more registers. 16-bit timers, usually 2, that may have more. We require timers to control the device. 3 internal and 2 external interrupts. 4 8-bit ports, then 16-bit program counter and data pointers. So I think definitely there is a question comes in your exam. For sometimes they ask you the definition that I have taught you in the previous slide. Then the question comes, features of 8051 microcontroller. So these are some of the features. If it is for 3 marks, you have to write 6 points. If it is 4 marks, you have to write 8 points. Okay. Again, the next question comes is memory mapping. Memory mapping of 8051 microcontroller, that is program memory space and data memory space. This is a very important. Can you see here we are having program memory space, we call it as a ROM, and data memory we call it as a ROM. I hope RAM. ROM is a permanent memory, and here you can see both can be expanded till 64, but they can also function under 4 KB, because in the previous days or in the olden days that much memory is okay. Can you see here also it can be expanded to 64 KB. In data memory 120 byte of RAM is here only, and we also have some special function registers. Okay. Again, this comes for 3 to 4 marks in your board exams, so please go through it. Now let's try to understand 8051 microcontroller addresses up to 2 separate spaces: program memory space and data memory space. Program memory space is, as I shown you in the diagram, it's a read only or ROM. This memory space is used for storing the program and variable data. It is possible to read program instructions from this space, but the processor cannot write. So it is, as the name indicates, ROM, so it will not allow you to change anything. All instruction fetch are taken from the program memory. So whatever the instruction has to be given to the processor, that is done here. Okay, the processor can read data from this memory space but cannot write. Okay, it cannot execute the instruction from this memory space. The 8051 internal RAM is in this. This is about the second part. The processor can read data from this memory space and can write data from this memory space, but it cannot execute. I think they are just talking about the second part. Okay, that is RAM. The 8051 internal RAM is also, that's what I showed you. The 128 byte of internal RAM provides general read-write data storage. Some part of this often referred as registers. Okay, so I think when you look at that diagram, here you can see there are some special function registers. So they are just talking about this part. Okay, so can you see 8051 has 22 special function registers which are not the part of 128 byte of RAM. They occupy the space from ATH to FATH. These registers are used for their intended purpose, so they are having some specific purpose, they are used for that. Then the 4 KB program memory can also be expanded to 64 KB, I think in both the cases that you have seen. Now there is a new version coming up, that is 8051. can also be operated with common memory space. I think you have seen that sorry, there are two parts, one is RAM and ROM, but this can also be operated in only one program memory. In this case 8051 only has 64 KB of total external memory. In this configuration 8051 can input block of data as a program. This is called downloaded program. Okay, it is a common technique used to change the program operating in the remote microprocessor based controller. Okay, so I think this diagram is very important. It has come for exams many times, that is program memory and data memory. I hope you understood. Now they are just talking about this can also be operated in one section. Instead of two areas, we have only one common area, and it is total of 64 KB, and from one part input will come, and that concept is known as downloaded program, and then processor or the RAM will execute and you will be getting the output. So I think in this session we have just covered the definition of microcontroller, then differences between microprocessor and microcontroller, then features of 8051 microcontroller, and I think memory mapping of 8051 microcontroller. I think definitely in the next session we'll try to finish this chapter. This chapter is mostly again like your family of x86. It's a theoretical, very small chapter, 4 to 6 or 8 marks maximum it comes. Okay, so please go through the topic and I hope you understood. Thank you very much. We'll meet in the next session. Thank you.